Hey guys, I'm back with another Batmobile, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Eaglemoss Batmobile from Batman Legends of the Dark Knight number 15. Now, I featured this model in my last video when I compared it to the Batmobile from Detective Comics number 219, and when I took it out of the case, I just fell in love with the design. Again, it comes from Legends of the Dark Knight number 15, which is the last chapter in a 5-issue story arc called Prey. Now, I won't go into the story too much, but it's meant to take place right after the Year One story. So this is still a very young Batman. The main antagonist in Prey is Hugo Strange, and throughout the story, Strange keeps messing with Batman's head, and Bruce Wayne starts to experience self-doubt, and he starts to question the role of Batman and the good that he's actually doing in Gotham City. Now, while Bruce is wrestling with this self-doubt, he sort of locks himself up in the Batcave for a few days, and while he's in there, he spends his time modifying and completing a new Batmobile. Now, the magazine mentions how in these early days of Batman's career, Batman is frustrated by his inability to move through the streets of Gotham City at high speeds, and in issue 11, Batman says that he is, quote, in need of a vehicle that would run harder and faster than any other machine in Gotham. So, when Batman finally emerges from the Batcave to go take down Hugo Strange, he does so in this new souped-up Batmobile. So, let's first take a look at the diorama. It's meant to depict that period in the story when Batman has locked himself up in the Batcave, and the 3D lenticular is an image from inside the cave. It's not from a particular panel that I could find from the book. It's sort of a combination of different shots. While Batman is brooding in the cave for several days, the only person he has contact with is Alfred. And the backdrop basically shows Bruce working at the table, and Alfred is coming down the stairs and bringing him dinner. The base is nice too. It's sort of this continuation of the cave. There's this elevated portion on the back that's meant to depict the bottom of the staircase, and the surface of the base has a print on it that is similar to the colors that we see on the cave walls. Now, before we actually look at the model, I just quickly want to do a shout out to Barry and Stu Murray. Now, as some of you know, my great friend Stuart has been instrumental in helping me add to my Batmobile collection. Now, Stuart and his brother Barry, they made me this awesome Batcave diorama for my review space, and it is just beyond cool. It has a lighted entryway into the cave, and you can see at the end of the cave tunnel there, that entryway, there's like a silver door that closes that part of the tunnel off. And just the fact that it has lights in it is just beyond cool. There's another walkway here that leads to another door, this silver door that kind of implies maybe an elevator that goes to the rest of the Batcave. And then, of course, it has this circular platform where the Batmobile sits. It's just awesome. They did an amazing job, and I'm so appreciative to both Barry and Stuart. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate this. As always, I'll include a link to their channels in the description box down below, and I'd appreciate it if everybody would check out both of their channels. So, to the Batmobile. Again, I love this design of the Batmobile. It's a very aerodynamic design, and at first glance it looks very simplistic. The entire body of the car leading up to the bat tail fins is one complete piece of die-cast metal. And the hidden or covered tires underneath are rubber, and this bottom piece is plastic, but the entire body is die-cast. And like in the comic, it has these silver rivets throughout the body, on the sides and on the front, and all of that is actually sculpted onto the body. The yellow lights that are on the front here and on the front of the back tail fins, as well as the red tail lights on the back, those are all separate pieces of sculpted plastic. The same is true for the silver exhaust ports. None of that is just painted on. and the bulletproof windshield on the cockpit, it's the same thing. That's just a separate piece of thick plastic. And unlike some of the other Batmobiles, you can't really see through this particular windshield. But again, if you look at the artwork from the book, you can really see that Eaglemoss, again, they did a fantastic job with realizing the artwork and bringing it to life in model form. Now, as always, I wanted to do a little bit of comparison here, and I thought it would be nice to compare this Batmobile with the fan favorite, the 1989 Batmobile. Now, the Prey storyline from Legends of the Dark Knight came out at the end of 1990 and concluded at the beginning of 1991, so the Tim Burton Batman movie was still on everybody's mind. This was even before Batman Returns came out. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that the cars look alike, but they do have many of the same features. You know, they're both very, very low to the ground. And if you look at them side by side, they both also have that long, narrow body with a very wide front end. And all of that sort of leads to the sweeping bat tail fins in the back. You know, they both also have this sort of modern yet sort of retro design. And it makes them both very, very sleek, very cool Batmobiles. In closing, I think this is another great Batmobile from Eaglemoss. For me, it's one of those designs that's kind of cool in the artwork from the books, but when you realize it in 3D or in model form, it's just like 10 times better. As always, I'd love to know what you guys think. So please feel free to leave any questions or comments. I always appreciate it when you rate, comment, and of course maybe take a moment to subscribe and check out some of my other videos. Thank you again to both Barry and Stuart for the amazing Batcave. You guys will definitely be seeing it again in future videos. So, we've been looking at the Eaglemoss Batman Automobilia Issue number 25, the Batmobile from Batman Legends of the Dark Knight number 15. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.